You should come to BoxWise because it's helped me stay disciplined, stay fit, to stay focused on one goal.
I think boxing can help me with my emotions, like relieve my stress.
It's like your own personal therapy.
It helps people like me, just come out of the comfort zone and just feel free.
I think this sort of activity actually will take people away from the streets and focus on what they want, do you know what I mean, in life.
Would I recommend it? Yeah, definitely. No hesitation.
BoxWise started as a local community project in South London, really with a sole purpose of empowering and helping to develop young people to really be the best that they could be. Through that lens, it's grown over the last 2 years to now reach audiences pretty much around the world, South Africa, Uganda, and across the UK.
We didn't want to just help create a program that teaches young people how to fight. We wanted to give them more than that. We want to explain the importance that boxing does for that young person in terms of control, discipline.
It's not just a short-term picture of giving them a boxing course. It's really important to give them the options in future to help them succeed.
It's extraordinary what can be achieved in a short amount of time, and the measurable impact in 10 weeks is transformational.
I think BoxWise is now in 40 England boxing clubs. I hope, that it continues to be in 400 because it's fantastic, both for the students and for the clubs themselves.
BoxWise helps people from all different backgrounds and circumstances. Specifically, we focus on areas of deprivation across the UK. We offer programs, BoxWise adaptive disability programs, veterans programs for people transitioning from the armed forces back into civilian life that may be struggling, and most recently our Children's Ukraine Refugee Program, which was based on a number of children who have recently arrived from the conflicts in the Ukraine to the UK. Boxing is the conduit that gets them through the door, and then once they're through that door, it's up to us at BoxWise to help develop and mentor and support them to ensure that we've made them a more confident, resilient individual than what walked through the doors 10 weeks ago.
BoxWise was set up because of rising youth gang violence in London and a need on particular borough of Lambeth to quell that and provide an outlet for young people to do something other than hang around in gangs.
What we've seen is a lack of opportunity for young people and outlets, and that is why something like BoxWise is so important, because it provides that outlet against limited opportunities within the communities for young people to express themselves or have ownership and be part of something. And that's really one of the bridges that BoxWise brings. In Birmingham, we partnership with Pat Benson Boxing Academy, and we have the privilege of working with their head coach, Brad Savage. Brad's an exceptionally talented coach. He also has an amazing way to interact and engage with young people. Working with not only Brad, but Pat Benson was a no-brainer for me because of the geographical location and the challenges of some of the communities within that immediate area and the work that they do.
Last 10, up the pace, let's go, up it, finish strong.
Yeah, so my name's Bradley Savage. I'm from the Pat Benson Boxing Academy, and now I've been running the BoxWise program down here for the second time now.
And what got you into BoxWise?
I heard of the BoxWise program last year, and got told about the program, the initiative, how they're running 10-week boxing courses.
How do you feel that that's developed them or helped them from the start to finish?
That's the magic word again, developing each week. So you're working with people from all different, ability levels. But that ain't the main thing. It's just seeing them come down, being dedicated, consistently getting better and improving. It's always good to see them improving the boxing, but the whole point is just to, just improve them as a person.
So would you recommend other young people to sign up to BoxWise and join a program?
110%, yeah. BoxWise, it's giving them the chance to not only just come into a boxing gym and do boxing sessions, but the element of healthy nutrition. Each week they're being given good food at the end of the session, which they might not have access to at home. 10 weeks they've been on it and dedicated. I've made sure of that as well. So that's a small win for them, and they've improved not just their boxing abilities, but in life now. You know what I mean? They've been mixing with people that they wouldn't normally mix with, learning different kind of skills such as communication skills, cooperation skills. On the pads. I definitely advise it to anyone. It just gives them that healthy routine, and there's worse things to be doing out there than boxing.
Definitely.
Birmingham has changed dramatically over the last few years in terms of the crime ratios, and Birmingham is mirroring the London statistics around crime, if not higher in some levels.
Knife crime is an issue in the West Midlands if one family or one person experiences it, and it's a big priority for us at the Police and Crime Commissioner's Office to tackle knife crime and make sure that young people have opportunities so they're not swayed into criminal activity and putting their lives in danger.
A really important initiative like BoxWise gives young people life skills. In terms of youth violence itself, it gives them something to focus on, gives them something to really set their mind to, keeps them fit, keeps them active. They come to things like BoxWise, they stay off the streets, they meet new people. Actually, the discipline from boxing, hopefully they'll take out of the gym, maintain in their everyday life and stay away from trouble.
I'm from the local community myself, so if I wasn't in the boxing gym, I could possibly potentially be out with people causing all sorts of trouble, but I choose to put my time into training because I feel like I'm going to get a greater value out of it.
BoxWise does definitely make me feel safer and more confident. Actually, the other week when I was coming here, I found a knife on the floor and brought that in, and I think they'd handed it in to someone. I mean, it should shock anyone really, shouldn't it? It's something that shouldn't be normal, or you shouldn't be desensitised to.
An organisation that I've been working very closely with is Street Doctors, and Street Doctors deliver critical first aid training to young people who may witness or come across someone who potentially has a serious injury from a knife wound, something like that, or something like arterial bleeding. And it's an organisation that really provides that first line, life-saving first aid about how you can save someone's life within 2 minutes.
Saisha, tell us about a little bit about Street Doctors.
Yeah, so we're like a national charity, and we have volunteers in many locations all around the UK, and we basically go in and deliver sessions to young people who might be affected by youth crime and violence. Something that people might genuinely come across, and we just really want to make a difference. And just, I think, equipping people with the knowledge and knowing that they are comfortable and safe to go into a situation where they could actually save someone's life is our main aim. In Birmingham, we're kind of currently teaching about 1 session a week and going into places like this, so sports clubs and also other young youth groups.
It's not just a London thing, it's London, it's the large metropolitan cities kind of really around the youth gang violence piece. But certainly within Birmingham, what's your experience? Do you see much kind of in your hospital setting? Do you see much kind of trauma or youth gang violence, and what's the kind of ages of people that you're seeing?
Yeah, so actually I did a few weeks stint at the Queen Elizabeth over the summer just gone by, and it was only 4 weeks, and I was down in ED, so A&E every day, and every day somebody would come in that had been stabbed. But I think even prior to doing Street Doctors, I might not have had the kind of confidence to actually approach a situation like this. But I think through teaching and interacting with young people and equipping them with skills, it's also given me confidence as well.
It's okay, an ambulance is on its way. You're okay, keep talking to me. Hello, you'll be fine.
I think that's something that often gets lost in the process, isn't it? What a powerful experience things like this can actually be for young people, and it's those life skills that we're teaching that they take away. We might not get every person to remember everything, but the one thing they actually do remember might be the thing that saves someone's life.
Yeah, and the two kind of take-home things we always say is make sure you're safe, because you're no use to anyone if you're not safe, and then ring an ambulance. You can ring an ambulance in the confidence that you're not going to get in trouble. Just as long as you get an ambulance to that person, you've saved that person's life.
Yeah, so there's a lot of issue in Birmingham with the knife, so a lot of people has experienced it, so they might not know what to do. So if they learn about this, they will be more safe.
The street doctor's lesson today was very useful. It was good to go through just to see what it would be like to be in that position with like having pressure on your chest and your legs lifted and all that stuff. So yeah, it was good to learn, especially with friends. It felt more comfortable.
Say if my mate got hurt, I could easily just whip out this card that the head gave me, and it would be very useful. So,
do you feel better prepared if that situation was to come up again?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I think I'm better prepared. I know what to do if someone does get stabbed or any of my friends do get stabbed, and I can be able to aid them and help them.
I think young people are lost, you know, they're lost and frustrated, find themselves going down that road of violence, I think, and gangs and stuff like that. It's a way of feeling part of something, you know. So if you don't have anything else, then, you know, what do you expect? It's just about increasing people's chances and giving people a little bit more hope. Yeah, I think boxing and BoxWise is great, just to let people express themselves, take some of that anger that they have, and you know, just release it through boxing. I think boxing is just a great medium for that. So yeah.
This award goes to one individual who has turned up every week, and the main thing is put the effort in each session, no matter what. So a big round of applause for Malachi Morris.
Nick and I created the Alex Wells Award, and this is awarded to the student who has shown the most, I suppose, promise and commitment to the programme over the 10 weeks. It's never been about the best student or the best boxer. It's about who has grown through that journey, that 10-week journey, and what attributes they've shown. Alex Wells was simply a best friend to both Nick and I. I first met Alex when I was about 13. And we all instantly bonded. He was an incredibly generous, kind, warm person. To anyone he would meet, he would give you the shirt off his back. That's the kind of person that he was. He was in youth work for 8 to 10 years. He would just have this incredible way of just making a connection with them and developing a real sort of bond and trust, and working with them to really get them to be the best that they could be in often quite difficult circumstances. In Alex's case, he suffered, I think, through addiction. He struggled with it and he tried his best. But I think we see a lot of that with the young people that come through our programme as well now, and it's about really, as a society, I think we're in a stronger place now than we were, say, 5, 10 years ago, understanding mental health and the challenges that come with it.
Bridget, you alright?
Alex's mum, Bridget, will always say it how it is, and that's always been Bridget's way. When we went down there and presented the new Alex Wells Award, which she'd actually asked for because originally we'd have certificates, and during one of my visits to see her, she said, oh, it'd be nice to have an actual memento. So we got these glass awards made up, and we went down there and showed her, and her reaction was entertaining, to say the least.
Do you like it? Not sure.
Right, Bridget, just for the camera, we're going to say that we like it. That Alex Wells Award is the way that his memory lives on for us. To hear his name spoken all over the world every time we graduate a programme is a great way of keeping his memory and ultimately his legacy of working with young people alive and kicking.
Centrepoint work with homeless young people to get them into accommodation and to give them life skills, pathways into employment and further education. And that fits really well in with the narrative of what BoxWise wants to achieve. So part of my remit as the operations manager was around the country setting up Centrepoint deliveries for BoxWise. We travelled to Bradford in order to capture a session of our delivery there.
Watch my foot. You've got that there, ain't you? You're protecting yourself, yeah? So you're fully protected, okay?
Around this sort of area, yeah, there's a massive gang culture, and it's also keeping them out of the gangs. If we can steer young people off the streets into gyms, looking after themselves, caring about the health and the fitness, then that steers them away from that sort of route in life.
Do you come to get your anger out, or to just generally sort of socialise with people, learn new skills?
Well, first of all, to get my anger out, to be honest, and to be fit as well. I need to lose some weight. And yeah, socialise as well, yeah. I think this sort of activity you actually take people away from the streets and, you know what I mean, and focus on what they want, you know what I mean, in life, and yeah.
It's a great stress reliever, great for anger management. It's like your own personal therapy, and it just, end of the day, it keeps you in fit, keeps you in shape, and it just keeps you healthy.
Have you been a victim of crime at all?
My family was a victim of gun crime when my mum was pregnant with me. My dad actually passed away. He was murdered. He was a victim of gang violence as well. I have a lot of family members and a lot of friends who have been a victim of gang violence and all these area code problems. It's a huge problem that just fails to be defeated anytime we try and have a go tackling it. And yeah, that's all.
We met many young people there. One that stood out in particular was a young lady called Casey. Casey had endured serious sexual violence, abuse, parents who were both drug users, and was homeless for a period of time before Centrepoint luckily gave her a safe place to be.
So I'm twisting on ball of my foot, that's it, yeah, and that brings all your body around so you can get your power.
What sort of difference do you think a programme like BoxWise makes to the young people like yourselves and other people at this service?
It's getting young people off the streets, like they're not out there causing trouble or getting involved with the wrong crowd. They're meeting new people, and obviously they've got their mind busy, and it can obviously help them and what they want to do in life.
I mean, we spoke earlier about pathways that BoxWise provide, maybe painting and decorating, which you touched on before, or maybe even plastering or something like that. Do you think that would be something that you would like to look into?
Yeah, I think painting and decorating and stuff like that is therapeutic. But yeah, I want like my own job, I want my own business, doing painting and decorating. I like it.
And you can do it?
Yeah.
You know that, don't you?
Time, everybody.
Physically I'm done, but I'm gonna keep going, innit?
Yeah, that's it, keep going.
Are you gonna be back next week?
Yeah, of course I am.
If you had a message or something to say to the future or younger generations, what would you tell them?
Believe in themselves. Don't be led by other people. Believe in yourself and your own instincts. There's no such thing as a bad young person. It's the influences in their life that can take them that way. So I just say, yeah, believe in themselves and do what they feel is right.
What has BoxWise meant to the community here?
Oh my God, BoxWise meant everything. Any amateur boxing club worth their salt, if BoxWise come knocking on their door, what an absolute godsend.
Pembroke Dock in Wales is our adaptive disability programme. It's run by the wonderful Chris McEwen, and he runs classes for multiple ages for people with disability. It's particularly important because it's in a part of Wales which has got deprivation and not the same opportunities. So to be able to go in there and make that direct positive difference to these young people who ordinarily wouldn't get that is absolutely key to us.
Boxing is a family. Everybody that comes through that door, whether it's disabled, enabled, doesn't matter, old or young, who wants to compete, doesn't want to compete, comes part of your family. Yeah. And what I like is BoxWise has embraced that.
You know, when people come through that door, they are, you know, given the same opportunity and the, you know, same love and care as everyone else, and that shone through tonight in tonight's session, and it, you know, it's a really powerful thing to see and to kind of witness and be part of. And coming down tonight and seeing and recognising for me some of the people that have come through that programme, you know, I wondered if maybe we could take a second to talk about Shannon and really what her story was and how the programme's kind of helped her.
That's it. Roll. Uppercut. Boom. Yes.
With Shannon, when she was 12, she was involved in a hit and run, and she was brain damaged. From that, she can only communicate through a speak and spell. So she came down and she went, "Can I join in?" I said, "Yeah." So we put a T-shirt straight on her, and straight away, this little girl who felt isolated, that wasn't part of the community, just felt like a community straight away. From that, it's been something that she's gone back to her style college and she's like, I've just done a BoxWise program, I've just done a BoxWise, and that's the power of it, like, you know. But that's the beauty about literally all of them. You could pinpoint every single one. Every single one's got a story.
What's his name? Ben?
Ben.
Ah, what a kid. So, you know, his confidence was, it was kind of awe-inspiring, really. I thought, you know, even if I could bottle 10% of that and use it for myself, it'd be great. You know, he was a superstar.
Just coming to boxing in general is just amazing. It makes you feel happier, in a happier environment. It's just amazing, and I do thank the people at BoxWise for providing this opportunity.
I think it was Ben's mum was saying actually his behaviour at home, he had quite sort of aggressive outbursts, and that, you know, they've reduced dramatically. Like, he's better at school. But, you know, it's this program has allowed that outlet where, you know, he's been able to kind of grow and harness that confidence, but at the same time he's been able to take that out the doors, and it's impacted him in a positive way.
It's the power of boxing. Like you say, boxing is a poverty-driven sport. So when an organisation like BoxWise comes along, it's like, it's almost too good to be true. Yeah. It really, really is. And you change lives. So from myself, we can't thank you enough for the support that you've gave us, like, you know. Right,
well,
ready?
Chris, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's
Thank
been
you.
a great day, and yeah, I've loved it. And I'm going to get a picture in front of the banner with you.
1, 2, 3, cheers!
The Chris McEwen. So we've got a really special award, and it's the first time we've done this. So this is called the Nate Gidman Award, which is named after a little boy who was a real true inspiration for BoxWise. And this award is for the young person that has shown the most commitment and dedication throughout this program, which you've all been amazing. So who will that be, Chris?
For me, I'm giving that.
Oh, wow, fantastic. Brilliant. Well done, buddy. Fairly early on in the BoxWise journey, I became aware of Nate, who was being treated for a significant brain tumour. Through the power of social media and fundraising, I developed and built a strong friendship to this day with his dad, Phil, and the tenacity, strength, bravery and fortitude that that little boy displayed, I think resonated with me and everyone who came into contact with him and saw how hard he fought. And so we made him a BoxWise ambassador at the time, and after his tragic passing, I was really conscious and keen that we must always remember his bravery, I suppose, and ensure that his legacy lives on, which is how we created the Nate Gidman Award.
So, Ant, we're here in Manchester today at Fox ABC. Come to watch a military session with the veterans.
Yes.
What does it mean to you to be part of the BoxWise team and one of our ambassadors?
Genuinely, when yourself and the team asked me, I was very proud to be an ambassador, because not just how you have helped out sort of our club, but it's what you're doing up and down the country. We've done courses running alongside the kids, and we see the improvement and we see how they grow, and I believe they go away a better person. And if that gives them life skills, whether it be going into a job, it keeps them off the street for a few hours, keeps them out of mischief, then I think it can only be a good thing.
And how's it been doing the veterans course here?
They're really enjoying it. I think Dom's been running a great class with them, and I think what they like as well, I think they get together, they have great banter amongst themselves, and I think it's sort of every week they're meeting up, they put it in, and they do put it in, they really work hard, they grab a bit of food after it, they sit down. I think it's sort of, I don't want to say a bit of a social because they work very hard, but it brings them together every week.
How do you think these BoxWise sessions are impacting the lives of the people that are here?
anything, you can do 10 minutes of hard work and you feel, you might not even want to do it sometimes, but when you've done it, you're so glad you've done it and you feel so much better. And then the endorphins it releases, especially with things like mental health and then just like going back to say veterans, they might be suffering with something like PTSD or maybe something else as well. So I do, yeah, and I can't commend it enough, and I really hope that, obviously BoxWise, I'm hoping that, you know, more veterans can get involved with other clubs as well, and eventually, you know, growing links with these, we can run another one again at some point and, you know, keep it going, because they do need help. Everyone needs help, don't they? And not just to categorise people, but like, they've done so much for our country. It's, you know, people in organisations are doing the same for them, so I think it's brilliant.
It doesn't matter whether you're in the army or the navy or the RAF or whatever, you come out and you're seen as quite masculine, and you've been in the army, you've been in the forces, and when you come out, it's hard to say you're struggling, it's hard to say you can't cope. People find that really difficult, and it's hard to admit that to yourself. You come here and there's 20 lads who all understand what you mean.
There's a shared experience with the lads you're in the military with. You can walk into a room and you might not even know anyone in the room, but just because they're ex-military, you start talking. BoxWise has helped me in just breaking down some of those barriers. And these guys here, as tough as they make out, will give you a hug, they'll put your arm around you, and they know exactly where you're coming from. Yeah.
Following some work that my operations manager and myself did with Eastleigh Amateur Boxing Club, we were able to devise a programme specifically for Ukrainian children that had been relocated here following the crisis in the Ukraine. It was an opportunity for us to not only showcase the work of BoxWise, but also to showcase the best of community and how we could engage and interact with young people that were clearly extremely distressed, anxious, and were suffering significant impacts on their mental health and well-being due to the crisis in their home country.
BoxWise and a project like this is really important in the community, particularly in my community in Eastleigh, because it brings young people together from all walks of life.
The thing is with boxing is that you don't actually particularly need a language. You can demonstrate all your skills, you can communicate through the physical aspects of boxing.
It helps to keep fit. I feel good after training and during the training, so yeah, I love it. I like the feeling.
If my friends wanted to be in BoxWise, I would tell them to work hard and to not mess around.
So we're at the PFC gym in Buddhasa, Cape Town. We are a very popular gym amongst the boxing world and any martial art world. We're quite well known, and we're here today because BoxWise gave us a massive opportunity, and we are so grateful. This program that they've offered us is absolutely amazing. You know, we actually get shivers talking about it.
When I found out about BoxWise, I was just really impressed about what it does for the community and how it can change people's lives. You know, I think it really helps young people. So when BoxWise asked if I wanted to be an ambassador, I was like, yes, I'd love to do that. You know, it's just something I'd really love to be involved in.
I'm very happy because now there is another program that is going to come in and help our youngsters. To me, I mean, if you're looking at long term, it shows you that the future is bright.
I wish there could be more companies, more opportunities for these kids, because I mean there's so many of them that really want to get out. There's so much of them that have so much ability, so much potential to be the next best thing, but you know, because no one sees them, they go to waste. Yeah. And that's what we love about BoxWise currently, is because you guys are opening up so much doors. The nice thing about especially our Albert Gardens is I know what it used to look like and what it looks like now. You can see there can be change, yeah. But someone was willing to help them to make that. Yeah, and a lot of these parents don't have the funds available to send their kids for the opportunities, where BoxWise came in and they're doing this for them. They're helping kids to see that there is still good people out there.
What do you think the key changes are that we can make by being here?
So the one thing that BoxWise has been leaving even now and imprinting this week was the kids growing on about, I can do this.
Yeah.
Someone's believing in me and there can be a change. They see the love.
Yeah.
And that makes the world of change in families and that gives them hope.
For me, one of the main things of driving through the places that you've kindly driven us through and talked about some of those challenges in there is about how we can improve the basic principles of life, really, I guess, for people and how we do that. And I think that's going to be a really important part of the programme.
If they have hope that I can do this, now all of a sudden they start shining. As soon as they have hope, you can see families start changing. I mean, we saw this week, you will see communities change. And it starts with that one person that goes in there and saying, but I believe I can.
23? 24? How old do you think I am? Be nice.
35.
47? Unbelievable. You guys have both been living here since you were 4 years old. It's amazing. So this is home. Are you going to show me around or am I going to break the door in?
I'll definitely show you. So this is...
The children that comes here comes with trauma. I've seen their hardships, I've seen their tears, I've seen their anger, but I've also seen their resilience. They bounce back, they come up, they make it happen. That is what I see in them. Yeah. You know, when I came into the cluster foster home, my desire is to see that the children don't just grow up. My desire is to see them soar. Yeah. So yeah, I would like them to really go out there and make it for themselves, but also make a difference into this world. Yeah.
Has it been nice to kind of interact with some of the other girls? Because you didn't know all the other girls before you started the programme, did you?
Very nice.
Yeah, because everyone seems to really be getting on really well and making sort of friends, and that's a nice side of boxing that isn't always seen.
Boxing is fun because you can learn skills, you become more focused. It gives you a certain type of drive.
I think boxing can help me with my emotions, like relieve my stress, and it taught me a lot of discipline as well.
It helps like people like me, like just come out of the comfort zone and just feel free.
The training is amazing, the coaches are good, and I would like to say thank you to everybody at BoxWise.
You know, the test for me is where will we be with BoxWise in South Africa in 1, 2, 5, 10 years time. We've left and landed in the UK, but the BoxWise legacy will live on and we'll start to deliver BoxWise programs across Cape Town. We've programmed in about 10 to be delivered this year.
We've come to South Africa and BoxWise has brought its team over, we've set it up, we've created a team that are going to be able to continue the legacy over here. All of the young people that have been in with us, it's really shone through how much they are a team together, they support one another. That has been such a humbling thing to see for me.
Boxing is not a violent sport what people think about, you know. There's actually a lot of teamwork. Like, you're in the ring alone, but a lot of blood, sweat and tears go into it. You know, you meet good people, you get a workout, which is one of the main things, and it's life-changing. There's no other way about it.
The Nick Morn Foundation, NMF, recently opened a maternity unit and hospital within Mbale. And so BoxWise took the opportunity to coincide our launch within Uganda, which proved an incredible experience.
The Uganda project was delivered at East Coast Boxing in the Nguru ghetto of Kampala. The groups were split into two, the under 18s and over 18s, mixed boys and girls. And these were young people from the local ghetto that don't have access to regular food, education and very low employment. This was a real milestone for BoxWise because it furthers our delivery internationally and in Africa in particular.
The main challenges we faced within Uganda were actually logistical. It was just around the sheer number of people that would turn up to our programme each day, and it was the same people each day, but more people would come because they would tell their friends, who would tell their friends, who would tell their friends. And by day 3, we had to sort of lock the doors, the external doors to the compound, because there were just so many people trying to get into the program that we had to maintain sort of safety, if you like. And so the demand for what we are doing is huge in Uganda.
The food element for us in Kampala at East Coast was particularly important. To be able to provide food for 5 days on our course and then subsequently on our legacy course, being able to provide food was a really big part of BoxWise's participation there.
You can see the passion and excitement in these guys behind us. It's exceeded any expectation. Just the energy in the room, it's electric. You know, I'm really excited to see how their boxing develops over the next couple of days before we have our big event on Saturday. Today we're at the MTN Arena where we have a national Ugandan boxing match from a number of very famous boxers within Uganda.
I think it's coming together really well, as you can see in the background. The ring's going up and a lot of people rushing around. I'm expecting a really successful and good night.
One of the most exciting parts of tonight for me is that we're able to showcase the skills of some of the young people that have graduated our BoxWise programme this week. So they will in fact be coming here tonight to showcase in the ring some of the skills that they've learnt, which is going to be a fantastic experience, and it's been a huge privilege and honour that we're able to sponsor this main event tonight.
I've just heard that Rick is getting in tonight to do a round, and good luck to him. I know he's got a bad shoulder, so watch this space, and I'll be opening a book shortly.
I really want to say thank you for BoxWise, hoping that this program will carry on. This initiative helps the kids in the ghetto to have an opportunity, equipping them with basic skills as a tool for positive change.
For me, I think the greatest benefit this week is really seeing the change in the young people involved in the programme. They've really developed and prospered to be the best that they can be this week, and I think we've seen that in the levels of confidence over the 5 days. To see them smiling each day, laughing, eating together, sitting together, talking, forming new friendships, it's been a really special experience. And it's interesting for me that no matter where you are in the world, where we run BoxWise up and down and across the United Kingdom, but also all around the world, those common themes are the same wherever you are, and that's motivation, discipline, confidence, friendship. Those are things you just can't buy. You have to physically go through that process, and this week we've seen all of that, and it's been amazing.
In the head, in the head.
As of December 2022, we've graduated over 1,000 young people, ranging from 11 to 25 across the BoxWise programme, both nationally and internationally. And that covers all our programmes from juniors, adults, female-only programmes, military veterans programmes, international programmes, disability programmes, schools programmes, and that captures the depth and breadth of the communities that we operate in, encapsulating so many different needs.
One of the unique things about BoxWise is that at quite an early stage in its development, it's already expanding internationally to Uganda, South Africa and elsewhere. I've seen firsthand the value that boxing, sport, togetherness, pathways, all of these things combined can improve the outcomes for young people in this country.
I'm extremely proud to be a part of BoxWise, to see how many people we are helping and supporting throughout the country and throughout the world now.
Boxing gives you life skills. It's not just about trying to be a boxer. Boxing gives you routine, commitment, and the BoxWise program gives kids these skills.
What BoxWise can do to these children is to give them hope, is to give them a sense of self-worth. The great thing about boxing is you don't need a huge sports field. You need a ring, you need good coaches, and you need a very disciplined course, this is what BoxWise can offer.
What I love about BoxWise, it helps existing amateur boxing clubs, and it's great to see that, you know, this just gives a bit of help to those coaches, a bit of help to those clubs to carry on the fantastic work that they're doing for these young people.
BoxWise gave an incentive beyond that which an England boxing club could offer. So you're giving confidence, you're giving fitness, you're getting people to understand nutrition, and you're giving them skills outside the boxing ring.
I'm immensely proud of everyone at BoxWise. You know, our core team, Charlie, Rachel, Emma, Scott. I'm proud of our ambassadors who wave the BoxWise flag. But also I think the unsung heroes in all of this are the coaches around the world that deliver the programme in the gyms, day in, day out, 7 days a week on behalf of BoxWise. And it's that level of commitment and dedication that makes it possible and makes BoxWise what it is.